Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another royal news video. Now, as you can tell, I am still definitely not 100%, but due to the amount of steroids I've been on, I can actually talk again and it doesn't hurt to breathe. So I thought I'll use this opportunity because I've got a bit more energy today to put out a video. So the first video that I have got together is It's My Party, and he'll cry if he wants to, and I'd imagine that he probably did. And this centres around Prince Harry's 40th birthday weekend, although you'd struggle to believe that it was actually Harry's 40th birthday and not Meghan's, because it turned into a promotional weekend for her. It's hardly surprising that Harry's birthday got pushed aside and his wife elevated on his 40th weekend because of the bad press that Meghan has been receiving. First of all, we've had more news, which I was highly suspicious something like this would come out, and that was to do with her collaboration with that handbag company. Not long after Meghan had made the collaboration known, Sesta has been accused of using African women as a type of marketing tool, poverty porn, to promote their bags. This is not helped by some of the imagery used to sell the bags, showing the owners sitting on a bench. They are two white women as the Rwandan women work on the baskets on a blanket on the floor looking up at them. It is not good optics. And apparently one of them had said in an interview in 2018, oh, well, all of the women in Rwanda know how to do this. So when we get a big order, we just call up an African village. So obviously things like this do not look good. So that's strike number one. Strike number two, we've got Aro, American Riviera Orchard. As you know, this is a disaster from start to finish, but it's getting worse for her by the day. And to top all of this off, Meghan has had brand new bullying allegations directed at her by the Hollywood Reporter, which is basically Hollywood's Bible. If you are in there and it's not good, everybody knows about it. But I will be talking more about the dictator in high heels in my next video that I am determined to get out to you. The first event that Harry and Meghan were spotted at on Saturday was Meghan's friend Kelly McKee at a tennis fundraiser for her charity Alliance for Children's Rights, which was set up in memory of her son George. It's very clearly obvious from the super full body contact, breast to pelvis hug that Meghan gave Kelly that they are the bestest of the best of best friends. But we've seen this before. Meghan was very much tactile with her former friend, her former BFF, Jessica Mulroney, who she said was like a sister to her, and we all know what happened there. Meghan, I feel, thinks by doing these full-on succubus, full-body tight hugs, it makes her look friendly and warm, but it doesn't. It looks fake, it looks contrived and a little bit desperate, not helped by the fact that you can see Meghan is always looking at the camera. So much like when she grabs Harry's face to kiss him on the camera, the cameraman can only see her face. She does the same with people when she does these hugs. It's so Meghan is the one that's got her face directed towards the person that is taking the photograph. Meghan's insatiable thirst to always be front and centre is truly unmistakable, as is her love of wearing porridge or beige-coloured, shoulder-bearing halter shirt dresses and tops of late. Harry, as you can see here, was desperate to get his wife's attention, but no, Harry, you're not involved. It might be your birthday weekend, but this is all about Meghan being the centre of attention, even at her friend's charity fundraiser. Despite the event being held on the Saturday, it was actually the Sunday on Harry's birthday when these images were released with a gushing post from Kelly. Archwell this time were the presenting sponsors of the event, which would ensure positive coverage for Meghan and Harry, and of course photo ops. Harry and Meghan, you have been such a guiding light for our family in the way that you have shown up in friendship. I'm in awe of your commitment to community and to friendship. On behalf of the Alliance for Children's Rights, we thank you. On behalf of our family, we love you. Extra special day too. Happy 40th birthday, H. That's it. Not Harry, not a gushing post, bearing in mind it was actually his 40th birthday, and it's that H again. Harry is just completely demoralised to nothing but a letter in the alphabet. It was just like an afterthought. But as for Meghan's friends, every time they talk about her, when we've seen them on interviews and stuff, it's like she can walk on water. They all talk exactly the same. More recently, when Meghan made an appearance in the Hamptons, her new friend, Jamie Kern-Lima, spoke the exact same way when a photograph was released of Meghan holding or clutching her arm. I love this picture because it captures the essence of friendship. Thank you, Meg, for being such a supportive and loving friend. In this picture, for holding my arm with such love as I was about to walk up on stage and give a speech, and in real life for how generously you show up for your friends. It'd be a bit of an awkward friendship, wouldn't it, if Meghan didn't show up? But it's the way they all talk. It's like a cult. It's like Meghan's given them a check sheet. Make sure you say this, this, and this about me in your post, please. It's like everybody's downed a litre of molasses and popped an amphetamine before they actually write their statement. It's just so over the top. So in the run-up to Harry's birthday, we were told all of these wonderful things were going to be happening for him. Meghan was going to be holding a lovely family birthday party for him at home. Bit awkward because he doesn't speak to his family. I'm presuming she meant herself, Doria, and the children. But it was a bit hard for them to spend time with the children, considering during the day they were at Kelly's event. In the evening, Harry did go to a celebrity birthday party. It just wasn't his. They went along to Tyler Perry's 55th birthday party. The guest list looked like it consisted of the WME client list. You had Oprah, Alicia Keys, Gayle King, to name a few, who were more than happy to drive themselves. Then, of course, you had Harry and the Cheshire Cat, otherwise known as his wife, Meghan, who managed to perfectly situate herself in the centre of the back seat, ensuring that the waiting paparazzi got photographs of her. She wasn't obstructed by any seats or the security guards that they got to drive them. Yes, Harry and Meghan are now too posh and too endangered to drive to a billionaire's birthday party just down the road. They have to be driven. Harry looked like the normal, miserable, from what you could see, and also paranoid person that he's become, where he was using his iPhone to film the waiting paparazzi that his wife no doubt called. Now, as for the children, Harry had written into People magazine to inform them, right? He got caught out on this. It got published that Harry had actually emailed. It later got changed to his spokesperson told People magazine. I think someone put in a quick phone call. But it's easy that mistakes like that could happen. The amount of times that Harry and Meghan are obviously on the phone or emailing People magazine, which are clearly their chosen outlet. Harry said in the article, "The best gift I've ever been given is without a doubt my kids. I enjoy watching them grow every single day and I love being their dad." How can Harry say he loves watching his children grow every single day when he's hardly ever with them? He and Meghan both at every opportunity gush about how important it is being a mum and a dad, and it's the best job in the world and they love watching them grow every single day. But the amount of family events that they go to and they're not with their children, the amount of times they go away for weekends, for weeks at a time, and they don't take their children with them. Invictus Games baffles me. The children could have been safe in a hotel. There's lots of other children that they could interact and play with. Harry and Meghan like to go to these events and pose with other people's children, but they leave their children behind with the nannies. And I find that honestly laughable at this point, considering Harry's spoken about the generational pain of growing up in a royal family, having nannies and his parents hardly being around. He's inflicting the exact same so-called damage onto his own children. And the utter hypocrisy, or I don't even know if you can call it this at this point, it's just honestly, it's like a comedy script that writes itself. But Harry is giving exclusives to People magazine. He is going to newspapers. He is going to tabloids. He's going to gossip magazines and updating them on things that he's suing other publications for. You can't demand privacy, but then also give exclusives to magazines about your life without people obviously wanting them to continue. It's like opening Pandora's box. You can't just close it when you want to. Now, as for this being Harry's 40th birthday, we got posts wishing him a happy birthday from the royal family. Well, this caused a hoo-ha on social media. Admittedly, at first, I was shocked. I was thinking to myself, well, you've now backed William and Catherine into a corner after everything Harry and Meghan have done. This is now going to open up a can of worms. It's going to make the stories coming out that Charles is weak look believable, that Charles wants his son back. It's going to make it very hard for people to work out, well, do the royal family want them back? Harry and Meghan could have a field day with it, but then Harry and Meghan would have had a field day with it if they hadn't acknowledged Harry's birthday. But they only acknowledged it because it was Harry's 40th birthday, is my understanding. Because they had previously said, we do not acknowledge birthdays of non-working royals. Of course, people were scratching their heads. But my friend Amber sent me this article that her mum had sent her. The Queen had actually set a precedent that non-working family members can receive a birthday message publicly on birthdays that end with a 0, such as milestones like a 40th. So that in itself, if they hadn't have done a post, then that would have been picked up by the media and it would have looked like a petty slight. It's not just Harry and Meghan that would peddle the victim narrative. You've got certain media outlets and personalities that would have pushed this as well. So if anything, by the royal family doing the post, they have taken the wind out of everybody's sails. But that being said, my next reaction was obviously, but Catherine and William are now going to look like the bad people. And sure enough, the Times newspaper had already started writing an article where they'd released it, and it was saying that William is not going to wish his brother happy birthday despite the king doing it. It's this whole evil, cold, nasty Prince William. Harry would be back in with his father if it wasn't for Prince William sort of narrative. But the Prince and Princess of Wales did, in fact, or at least their office did, they did about an hour, 2 hours later, they did their own birthday message. I say own, they copied and pasted the original one, same photograph, basics, same message, and there is something very telling about that. But they took the wind again out of everybody's sails. Roya Nika, who was the one that had done the Times article, had to eat her own words on that because technically Catherine and William did wish Harry a happy birthday, so that stopped all of that petty drama from being kicked up. Admittedly, it was just a repost, and as I said, it was the same perfunctory message. It was polite, it was impersonal, it used the title of the Duke, it was not Prince Harry, there were no balloons, it was a basic, bare, naked post. It was the bare minimum, like a company card that was printed for someone's birthday. It is my honest belief that this was only done because it was Harry's 40th birthday, but we will not see a 41st birthday post done for him next year. I think it was, as I said, the bare minimum done to stop all of the bullshit that would have been created. People would have created a complete storm out of it, but that still didn't stop people trying to make it about Meghan Markle. The tailspin started up about poor Meghan because the photograph used to share the birthday wishes for Prince Harry was from a joint engagement to Dublin when they were working royals back in 2019. A trip that I remember because Meghan had behaved strangely throughout the entire day. It started off with her being weird about sitting down, telling Harry where he should sit several times, despite him even pulling out the chair for her. Obviously, she didn't like the idea of him sitting next to the pretty blonde. Later in the day, her odd behaviour did continue, where she behaved really bizarrely and angrily towards a small child that was interacting with her. And kids pick up on bad juju, they pick up on bad vibes, and in the end, the kid was like, I don't want you near me. And Meghan, look at her reaction. This is not normal for an adult to behave this way with a small child. The way she looks at the child, the way she backs away. And it's only when Harry starts interacting with the kid that Meghan suddenly changes her demeanour and then goes, oh yes, I'm meant to look cute like I like children. Meghan yet again giving off those natural Earth Mother vibes. Now, the weirdness didn't stop there. Meghan quite clearly had the hump outside. She had a strop. Harry was caught looking at her as she was marching around. She was really unhappy. Everything that he tried to do knew she needed to paw him, she was touching him. She was like that throughout the trip in Dublin. She didn't even like him interacting with a dog. Meghan is really, really controlling and possessive of Harry, and this day in particular, you could really, really see it. So I do find it funny, this had red flags all over it, this particular outing, and I think it was one of the first where people started picking up going, this isn't quite right. There's something very strange with the dynamic with this couple. But regardless, the royal family had picked this picture and Harry looked good. He looks a lot healthier than he does now. He's got a lot more hair, and it was a lovely picture of what some of us remember was what the old Harry used to look like. You know, he used to smile. So as for Meghan being slighted, right, this photograph, there's always got to be a drama with photographs now with the royals, isn't there? But Meghan was reportedly cut out. Her fan base started up the rumour saying, oh, even though they've wished Harry a happy birthday, we're still going to come for them because they cut Meghan. It's Harry's birthday for a start. But that was the narrative they went with. Certain media outlets also jumped on it and said Meghan was cut out. But because social media is also a fantastic place, it took one person to simply go on Getty Images and say, hey, you can buy the photograph with Meghan in it, and you can also buy the photograph with Meghan not in it. It's quite clearly obvious that the royal family just picked the one where Harry looked nice. But the fact that the royal family picked something from Getty Images, not personal, not a family photograph, not something that we have not seen before, and use this as the birthday message. As I said, whilst people were disappointed with the fact the royals acknowledged his birthday, it was little more than a basic company card. There was nothing personal about the message. There was nothing personal about the photograph. It was absolutely the bare minimum that they could do. And as I said, it solved the issue of the victim narrative and the evil royal family ignoring a grown man on his 40th birthday. Now, when the build-up to Harry's birthday was coming, we were told that Harry was going to have another private phone call with the king. Now, I don't think that this actually happened, in all honesty, because one, we would have heard about it by now, but I don't think the king trusts his son anymore, especially after the last birthday phone call between father and son got leaked to the press. I can imagine that Charles decided he's not taking any more chances. Harry had put in a phone call to his father for his birthday, and it got leaked to the media that Lily and Archie had sung happy birthday to Grandpa Charles. And that, of course, was leaked for public consumption. And we know that the king would never do such a thing. The royal family would not leak anything to do with Harry and Meghan. The leaks are definitely coming from one side only. And it's the side that needs to benefit from keeping up those royal connections, despite not letting the children actually meet their grandfathers in person. Now, by obviously this public post, and I know some people were upset about it, it took the wind out of their sails. They can't play victim. The king has wished his son happy birthday. The public has seen that he's done it publicly as well. Yes, as I said, it's little more than a company card, but needless to say, it's been done. The bare minimum was done, and Harry can't use anything now to whip up any sort of frenzy to attack his family. Now, I'm just going to end the video before my voice disappears with a lovely video clip that came out with regards to the king, who recently met with the Black Ferns women's rugby team from New Zealand. One of the ladies had asked him for a hug, and he ended up in a full body scrum.
Hug? Yeah. Why not?
Hugs all round for His Majesty, and he couldn't have looked happier about it. It was a really, really cute moment. I think the king blushed as well, and the ladies were absolutely lovely. So I think that that was one of the warmest things I've seen on the internet in recent weeks. So guys, I think I've strained my voice about as much as I can, and I will chat to you in the comments. Take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye.